And welcome everybody to today's podcast, The Drop Zone, with your two favorite hosts, Dope Ass Jeff and Big Time Tony. How you doing today, buddy?
All right, until I woke up and found out that my Steelers lost. So, to the Arizona Cardinals. So, fantastic. But no, I'm doing good otherwise. Me and you have had long weeks of work. So, we're ready to start a whole new week.
A whole new week is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Yeah, for me it was pretty much of a painful week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad it's over.
Yep, and you were off what today, and you're off tomorrow too?
Yeah, I'm off today and tomorrow. Thank God. Days off is much needed.
Yep.
Oh. You ready to get this thing started, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right, our first topic of the day is the Josh Giddey investigation update.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit interesting. The girl's parents were not cooperating with authorities for a little bit. They weren't answering questions. They weren't doing nothing. Now they have started cooperating with the investigation. What they have found is that he is claimed to have believed the California teen he was pictured shirtless alongside in pics leaked on social media was 19 when they met at a nightclub in 2021, according to sources. The post has identified the Oklahoma City club featured in the video. It has a policy of admitting people over the age of 18. After realizing the girl was under 18 the next day, Giddey is said to have broken off the relationship, according to sources. The age of consent in Oklahoma is 16, while the age of consent in California is 18.
That makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm. And he is from Australia, so I don't want to give him excuses to, he wouldn't have known, really rules in America. But if age of consent in Oklahoma is 16, and it's 18 somewhere else. I mean, I understand a minor's a minor, but I'm not going to say, oh, he got confused, but you can't really. I mean, again, a minor, you should be messing with them. You're an NBA player. You're 20. When he was 19, so this two years ago. He's 21 now, so he was 19. So she was then 16, 17. But if she's in the club, I don't know how she got in there if they don't allow anyone under the age of 18.
Which is the part that makes it confusing.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense at all. So it's looking better for him in that sense of it doesn't make sense on how anyone under the age of 18 was even in the club in the first place.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's just trying to get money out of the situation.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even think it's the parents or the girl, because again, if they didn't want to cooperate, then that doesn't make sense either.
Exactly.
They weren't wanting to talk to any police or sources or answer any questions to anyone. And if they wanted money out of it, they would have been more social. The girl hasn't even been identified yet. That they just know off of the social media leaks. That's it. So
possibly there's a possibility that she could actually be of age.
Yeah, and it's just I have seen the pictures. She looks, and again, looks can be deceiving, especially nowadays with with how girls can look. So she does look older than I would say at the time, 16 or 17. She looked about his age or 18. So, like, I don't know. Again, it's a very hairy situation. I just wanted to give an update on it of what little update there really was, but that's what we have so far. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better for Josh Giddey right now.
Which is, I don't want to sound like it's like the Cohen saying it's a really good thing, but I mean, in a way, it is a good thing because if it's going to prove his innocence, that's what you want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just something about this whole story just doesn't seem right.
No, it's just like it's not adding up all the way. Like there's again parents not wanting to cooperate with the investigation. People saying that she is over 18, especially at that nightclub, and then she's not. She is. It's just until there's further conclusive evidence, I'm not going to put anything over Josh Giddey's head that he isn't or is. So that's just a bit of more of a positive in his regard that he might be proven innocent.
And plus, on the Drop Zone, we don't cast judgment until we get all the facts. So we're not saying he's innocent. We're not saying he's guilty. We're just reporting what we find out.
Yep.
And as of right now, like I said, I mean, we both of us are saying the same thing. The story doesn't sound right. The fact that the parents don't want to cooperate. The fact that nobody's even found out what her name is yet, it just all sounds a little fishy.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to have a lot of NFL news for you guys today.
Yeah, that was the only other
non-NFL pretty much that we got. Eagles great Deshaun Jackson finally announces his retirement, and he's retiring as an Eagle. I've hated this guy for so long because he was a fucking Eagle. Yeah, he had he had a great career. He started out with the Eagles, then he went to Washington, and then after that, it just became a journey team for him because I think he was in Baltimore one year. I want to say he was in. Yeah, he was with the Rams. I want to say he was also in Tampa Bay.
Yes, he was. He was with Tampa Bay, and I believe the last team he played for was either the Ravens or the Raiders. He was also on the Raiders too for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was on the Raiders. Yeah,
he did travel around a lot after he left Philly and then Washington, but he did have success in Tampa Bay when he did get there. He had 2 good seasons there, and then it was been popping around a lot for him.
Yeah. So Deshaun Jackson. I was about to say Deshaun Watson. Enjoy your retirement. I guess retiring as the Eagles and really, compared to all the teams you've been with, that was where you had your most success, and I believe you was with them the longest. So once again, congratulations.
Yeah, what a successful career. He was
still can't stand your head, but
yeah, he was a second-round pick, which the 49th pick in 2008. He played 184 total games in his career with 1,145 targets, 11,263 yards. I'm not going to get into all the tests because I have the total yards, stats, and everything right now. He had 58 total receiving touchdowns. In total, he had 13,041 total yards in his career. 66 touchdowns. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler and 1-time NFL champ. He was not only known just for his receiving, he was known for his returning skills too. He was one of the best return men in the league, and he was always very dangerous because of just how fast he was and how much he can flip field really quick. Returning
He,
at
he,
140
he
attempts,
was
1,315 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
he was also noticed for constantly fumbling the ball before he crossed the goal line too.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I wanted to create out some stats on why he was so great. I mean, just a great NFL career for him. Congrats on all the success that he did have. You know, he did eventually win an NFL championship. Yeah, just a great career from Deshaun Jackson.
So, quick question: Hall of Famer or not?
I think so. 'Cause I think another part of it is just his charisma that he brought to the game and his swagger. You know, like he did not really care what anyone thought, and just his dancing on his way to the end zone sometimes, and just again, just how much of a threat he was, just not only catching the ball but also returning punts or kickoffs. Like he was a dual threat in that aspect. Like so, you had to watch out for him on multiple aspects of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the guy, yeah, I believe he's. I don't believe he's going to be a first round Hall of Fame ballot.
No.
Maybe like a second or third, possibly fourth, but yeah, he deserves to be put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and just, I mean, do you think Eagles wide receivers, other than current ones right now, you don't really think of anyone other than him? Like you think of some others, but he's usually top of your list when you think of Eagles wide receivers. If they just go and name some Eagles wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like literally off the top of my head. The only ones I could think of would be Chris Carter,
Mm-hmm.
and that was only because of he was so bad when he started with the Eagles and was released. It turned out to be a top receiver with the Vikings, and then of course T.O.
Mm-hmm.
because of the infamous Donovan McNabb and T.O. Situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can't think of any other receiver besides after Deshaun Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Their receiver core was pretty much almost like a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, and they somehow did something with those nobodies. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey, I can think of him for the brief one that he was there. Yeah, I really can't even think of any other ones other than current or like recent ones, which I don't want to name them. I want to name ones back a few years ago. But yeah, you think of Eagles wide receivers and just again the swagger that he'd bring to the field when he was out there, it was almost unmatched.
And when you think of the Eagles offense, you mostly think of quarterback, the running back, and the offense because they've always had a pretty decent offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of more running backs faster than I can the receivers.
Yeah.
Because you got Brian Westbrook, Deuce Staley. I just named two that quickly.
Yeah.
Of the Eagles receivers.
Mm-hmm. LaShawn McCoy,
exactly.
Like you can keep going with the running backs, but wide receivers are tough to really come by and think of. But he's one of them easily that you can just name.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. When are these players are going to learn? Bills linebacker Von Miller arrested for domestic assault.
We say this every fucking time something like this happens. When are they going to learn? When are they not going to do it? This situation has gotten interesting over the past few days or 24 hours. Because now his girlfriend's trying to say that nothing happened. No one assaulted anyone.
I mean, which could be a possibility. Like, we don't know everything until the facts come out.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I believe she was pregnant.
Yes.
Which, I mean, that makes him look a lot worse. If the story does come out to be true. But yeah, I mean, these players need to learn to just not put themselves in that type of situation at all. I mean, you got to learn just to. I mean, as hard as it may be, walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Go out, get in your car, take a drive, or just go for a walk around the block. Just get yourself out of that situation. I mean, these players got to learn. Putting your career on the line with doing this and getting involved in this shit, and it's not worth it. So for Von Miller, I hope things turn out to be not true. I mean, I know on a national scale, a lot of people don't like Von Miller to begin with, but we're not here to pass judgment. We're just here, to report the facts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once again, we're in another situation where we gotta wait to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, be the bigger person and just walk away. There's no need to, like, even if that thought of raising your hand to her crosses your head, just, I'm going for a walk, I'm going for a drive, like you said, whatever. There's no need to even stay there and argue if that thought even crossed your head.
Sorry, I got the Niners game. We'll just go to another touchdown.
Go Niners, go.
The Eagles are getting their brains bashed right now.
Yes. Debo got the receiving touchdown. Thank goodness. I needed that in the league, actually. But, so again, this where I say it gets very interesting. This is from the New York Post. She says, again, we're fine, and that things were blown way out of context. This is actually outrageous.
In which it possibly could be.
But then,
I mean, none of us was there to actually witness the incident, so we can't really say he's lying.
But then the 911 call to them states that Miller put his hands around the partner's neck, shoved her, and pulled her hair. In 911 call, she says, he pulled my hair out. I have like some blood on me. While the altercation was going on, Miller's girlfriend kept saying, stop, I'm pregnant. The woman further told authorities that Miller applied pressure to her neck for 3 to 5 seconds before letting go. It's alleged Miller pulled her hair, ultimately pulling a chunk of hair out of her and causing her to fall to the ground. And according to the arrest warrant, when authorities arrived at the scene, the woman who claims to be 6 weeks pregnant had abrasions or bruises on her hand, neck, abdomen, and arm. So if she said all that during the one call, she's gonna then say like a few days later, nothing happened, we're fine.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I said it gets very interesting. It's gotten interesting over the past 24 hours.
I will admit that is quite interesting, in the fact that the paramedic said there was bruises on her, around her hand, on her hands, abdomen, and neck area. Indicates that there was some form of altercation.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of not looking very good for him.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, she's probably backing or like stepping back and saying, "Oh, nothing happened," because I'm not trying to call her out of her name, but you think he has all that money, Please stay. I want the money. But yeah, I guess we'll see where this goes. Right now, he is under arrest in Dallas right now for his part in that.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So we have another investigation that we will update you until there's a fully closed case.
All right, our next topic is the Raiders release Marcus Peters.
Surprising, interesting, just more Raiders saga, honestly, because it's just.
Yeah, it definitely is more Raider saga.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I guess interim head coach Antonio Pierce didn't like Peters' attitude and how he was going by, during the games and stuff like that, not giving an all-out effort. And so, from what I heard, is that's why he was released.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again, it's always two sides. Well, technically, there's always three sides to every story. One person's side, the other person's side, then the official story. So one of them is going to eventually come out. But for right now, that's what I found out was that it was because basically his lack of effort and attitude during, while on the team and during the games.
Now, if that's the case, it's not a good look for Marcus Peters. And you're a professional athlete. No matter what your record is, how the team is doing that year, you're supposed to go out and give your all every single time you're out there. With the issues that they've had this year, I mean, I can't blame him completely for not really caring too much anymore with how bad they've looked. Yes, they've been in close games, surprisingly close games sometimes, but with all the injuries and the turmoil that has gone on this season, blame him too much for really stopping to care. But again, you are a professional athlete. You're getting paid to go out there and play the best that you can. And if you're not, then you'll definitely be let go. I mean, he's a veteran. He knows better. So it's a bit shocking that he would do that as well. So
I was thinking about his career, and I can understand the frustration because you went from being on the the Ravens, but being on the Rams first, and then traded to the Ravens. So you basically went to a Super Bowl team, to a Super Bowl contending team, and then now you're on a team that's basically useless.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can understand the frustration, but at the same time, yes, you need to be a professional.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for just, not giving 100% on the field and having a shitty ass attitude.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure none of the other players there enjoy losing.
No, especially fucking Adams. Devontae Adams sure I didn't enjoy losing. But you had to act like a professional. You just can't not care anymore on the field. Especially if it's noticeable.
Yeah.
At least just not make it noticeable. Like, at least make it look like you care. When deep down you don't. But, like, at least make it look like you give a shit.
All right, next. We actually kind of speculated this a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
If this fired Frank Wright.
No, didn't they fire? Like, who is left on that coaching staff after this week? Holy. Yeah, we did. I mean, CJ Stroud, not CJ Stroud, but Bryce Young has had not a good rookie season, and we're gonna find out if it was the scheme that he was being put under, or if it's just him not adapting to the NFL right away and him looking this bad. I mean, they fired Frank Wright, running backs assistant head coach Deuce Staley and quarterbacks coach Josh McCown all Monday.
Deuce Staley was on the coaching staff?
Yep. Deuce Staley was the quarterback or was the running back / assistant coach.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're brought in to be part of Wright's lauded coaching staff in February. Yeah, they're gone at week number 13 here. They're 1-10. There you go. I knew that was coming eventually. And yes, Michigan number 1 in the college football playoff rankings.
Hey, Brian.
It was not a shock. I mean, they had to do something eventually to try and fix the problems there in Carolina. I mean, I'm sure they did not expect to be doing this on week 13 of the first year that they're all there, but they did. And they definitely need to make moves, and we will now see if it was the system or if it's Bryce Young just not adapting to the NFL right away.
So, like I said, we actually called this what was going to happen a couple of weeks ago. I think we both predicted it would be at the end of I don't think either one of us predicted during the season. I think we both said at the end of the season he's probably going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the fact that I can understand releasing Frank Wright, but your quarterback coach, I mean, okay, maybe you're trying to see if that was part of the problem. But why the running back coach? What the hell? That part makes no sense. So yeah, that I don't quite understand. And so unless there was something that we just didn't know about.
Yeah, well, I mean, Deuce Staley was the running back / assistant head coach. So I don't know if maybe they thought he has more say of the offense than just the running back aspect. But yeah, like I don't know. I would have gotten rid of Frank Wright. I knew as soon as I came into this call, I knew that he was going to comment on the brick wall.
Just changing it up for our regular viewers. That's all, Brian.
Hey, as long as the background isn't a hospital, we're all good. We're fucking great. We're doing good. But I 100% understand releasing Frank Wright. Josh McCown, the quarterback's coach, sure, I guess. Yeah, get rid of him too. But I would at least give Deuce Staley a chance. Let him be the interim head coach for these final games of the season. See how it goes. See how he does while calling the plays or like just everything. But to get rid of him, I mean, yeah, is there something behind the scenes that's happening that the public doesn't know about? But yeah, they named Chris Tabor as their interim head coach.
Who?
Chris Tabor.
Who the fuck is he?
I don't know. But yeah, again, like that's why I also say, why not have Deuce Staley? Just, it's like he's an old Browns coach of some sort.
Yeah, that's the plan, Brian.
He was serving as the special teams coordinator for the 2022 season and the first 11 games this season. So the special teams coordinator is the interim head coach instead of the assistant head coach.
Okay.
Deuce Staley.
Okay. Then we'll just flow right into our next topic on that one.
Oh, I'm so glad I looked up who he is because that makes it so much better. I thought that Carolina was making good moves there, but diving deeper, they did not.
Why not just go pull some bum off the street and fucking have coach the rest of the fucking season then? Fucking special team. What the fuck? Okay, with that said.
Yes, yes, we did have a James Winston sighting in the Saints game.
Yep, because David Carr got knocked out the game again.
Who?
Against the Lions. All right, so our next topic is coaches on the hot seat.
This new one is on the hot seat already, in our opinion. This Chris Tabor guy he's on the hot seat. He's got put in it. But
yeah, he unceremoniously was put on the hot seat.
Bill Belichick. We've been saying this about the Patriots pretty much all year. They benched Mac Jones fully, and it was Bailey Zappi today for them. It didn't matter; they lost. Bill, I'm sorry, but you've got to go before your legacy gets tarnished anymore. Bill Belichick needs to go.
Yeah, his Patriot way is no longer the Patriots way.
And I didn't like Tom Brady when he was playing because he would always have to go up against the Steelers in the playoffs or in a very important game where we need to win and he'd beat us, or it'd be a close game and I'd have to stress out about it. I hate to say it, but this brings even more light into Tom Brady's greatness.
It does.
Because yes, Bill Belichick's a good coach, but Tom Brady has made him, to me, a Hall of Fame coach. Because as we see, without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick has not really done much.
And I agree. Hold on, we got just this in. The 49ers have officially spanked the Eagles, 42-19. The game is officially over.
42-19.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So back to our topic. Another coach, I believe, is probably going to be on the hot seat or should be on the hot seat. Well, no, we definitely know he's going to be on the hot seat. The Chargers head coach.
Yes.
If that fucker somehow survives this season and coaches next year, I don't know. Yeah, you might get the biggest rant from me.
I kind of want it to happen now because I want to see it. I want to see you rant. It's one of my favorite moments is when you start ranting because I just shut up and I listen.
Because that might go on. That might be a bigger rant than fucking when we mentioned Goodell.
He really has.
Yeah, he has.
That's who the Patriots played today was the Chargers. And yes, the conditions here on the East Coast were not football conditions, I will tell you. A lot of rain, sloppy weather. But you're an NFL player. You should be used to it by now. I understand Los Angeles, it's usually sunny. But you were playing in Foxborough. Not a good condition. It was 6-0 was the final score.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but Brandon Staley, I believe that's his name. I don't really care what his name is.
I know his last name is Staley. That part I do know.
His decision making over the past couple of years have been absolutely mind-boggling. They don't make sense. And here's the thing that they talked about on Get Up and First Take, and actually like a week ago or so now, we're talking about now. He's a defensive coach. They brought him in for his defense. They brought him in for his defense.
Yes, that doesn't make any sense.
When you have all the talent on the defensive end, you have Derwin James secondary, you have Samuel Jr., Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph Day, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. And your defense is bad, and it gives up these late drives every single time. How is his defense so bad? And then he also combats it with the horrible decision making down the stretch of games.
Yeah, he definitely
needs to go. He has to go. Because, again, I read off that stat to you last week about Herbert in his first 60 games to 30-30. They've only scored one more point. And they've only scored one more point in 60 games that he's played than what they've given up. So, again, if you're a defensive coach, your defense needs to be better with all that talent on the defensive end.
And I agree.
One more coach I just want to ask you about. How about, Ron Rivera, they've said they're probably going to get rid of it at the end of the year. We're not going to talk about that.
We're pretty much sure he's going to be going.
Yeah. How about your guys' head coach, the New York Giants head coach? In your opinion, is he on the hot seat?
It's hard to say for the simple fact is nobody saw all the injuries this year, but at the same time, we've also witnessed Tommy DeVito have a good game as a quarterback and the receivers get open. Every quarterback that they put on the field that wasn't Daniel Jones actually was successful in some form of way. The offense looked fluent. The offense was moving. Now, it's not the Daboll's fault that, the Giants did draft Daniel Jones. That was the prior regimen. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know if they're going to give it his coordinators first and give him one more year and find out and see if it was just a fluke season because of the injuries. Me personally, I would say give him one more year just to see, because you can't judge. If you don't have your starting quarterback, which we all know how I feel about Daniel Jones. I never was a Daniel Jones fan to begin with. But when Barkley gets hurt, your starting left tackle's hurt, half of your offensive line is basically put together like a turnstile.
Just a pew, just off the couch.
Exactly. So, the defense did, start out late, but the defense has gotten better and is playing better. Now, I don't know if they're going to get, from what I was told last week, I think the ball and defensive coordinator Wink Martindale got into it. So, that could be something where Wink Martindale might not be on the staff next year, which will be, that would kind of piss me off because I like Wink Martindale. I love his defense. Of course, he had issues with Xavier, but at the same time, a lot of the other players have came out and said that what he's saying is not true. that the coaches aren't listening to the veterans. So McDaniels might be going. So yeah, like I said, just give him one. You have to give him another year due to the injuries.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you again. You guys have had a disappointing year off of your last year that you guys had that run that you guys made to eventually even win a playoff game. That's why I do say I agree with you. I give him another year. You know, good, successful, surprising successful year last year. Not so good year this year. Injuries, big part of it. Give him one more year, see how he does.
Yep. Another coach I think needs to be on the hot seat. Well, no, there is no question about it. His ass is more like burning in hell right now. The Bears head coach.
Sean McDermott. What's his name? It's McDermott. I think it's Sean McDermott. The Bills head coach, you said?
No. Well, yeah, his ass too. But the Bears.
Oh, the Bears. Yeah, that motherfucker. Matt Eberflus. That's who that is.
Yeah. What the fuck kind of name is Eberflus?
He was named the 17th coach in American history. 30 years of coaching experience, including 13 in the NFL, and completed his fourth season as defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts in 2021. That's his resume.
Yeah, his ass is pretty much burning in hell.
Because he can't seem to know how to coach Justin Fields for some reason.
Now, a name you did bring up, Sean McDermott.
Mm-hmm.
He should be on the hot seat. I believe it is on the hot seat, but I got a feeling if he makes the Bills somehow make the fucking playoffs, he's going to be saved.
If they don't, his ass burning. If they do, his ass is simmering. It's still it's still a bit warm. It's still a bit warm, but like it's not engulfed in flames. Third season has been riddled with. I mean, we can put it as far as injuries on that defensive end. You know, like that defense is depleted right now.
Yeah.
Now with Von Miller gone, it's even more depleted in that sense. But offensively, I mean, you look at that offense, can't seem to have a consistent week to week from them. Never have them play in London again. Just never have them play in London again and we'll be okay. Because that game was a joke, which, again, you had your rant about that.
Well, no, never have them play Jacksonville in London again.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I can't put it fully on him. Josh Allen has looked not
horrible.
He's not looked like the Josh Allen that I showed support for. League leading in interceptions, which has definitely cost teams games. And again, just that defense has just been depleted since I think like week 4. They've just been struggling on that end. But yeah, his ass is definitely in the hot seat right now for the Bills. And I think, again, if they definitely don't make the playoffs, Bills Mafia will be on him and on the owners and on the entire team to do something about it.
Now, here's the thing with the difference between the Bills and the Chargers with their defense. The Bills' defense, even though half of them is on IR, they really don't give up the lead, and if they do, it's because Josh Allen throws another horrible interception, and it puts the defense right back on the field. where they don't have time to catch their breath. As far as with the Chargers, their defense just they can't stop anybody. They can't stop a fucking running cold.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes part of it is we think of this Vikings game just this year. It's 4th and 1 or 2 on their own 24-yard line, and Staley decides to go for it and not punt it.
Exactly.
And that's when the defense actually held up. That was the game where they.
To me. I pretty sure they was going to fold.
But you can't put your defense in that situation and expect it to be okay. Like, just punt the ball, play field position. There was like a minute left. Just why even give these small chances?
Why even risk it?
Yeah, like why? But yeah, that's again, Sean McDermott is a better football mind than Brandon Staley, in my opinion. He's more knowledgeable. He doesn't take those risks, and I can't put their downfall on him. You know, there's other aspects around it than just him. Whereas Staley,
it's all him.
If you're a defensive coach, your defense should be a lot better than what it is with that star talent on that end. And then your the decision making down the decision has been horrible. So that's why I would keep McDermott, because I can't really blame it on him.
Yeah, I agree. But if the Bills don't make the playoffs, he's more than likely going to be gone.
Mm-hmm. Gone or very on the hot seat, and if they start how they're doing, if they start next year how they're doing this year, I think he'll be gone probably like mid next year.
No, I can't think of any other coach that should be on the hot seat or should be on the hot seat right now.
Like I don't know.
Yes, I do. Arthur Smith, Falcons head coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like his passion. I really like his passion, but he's got to go.
Yes. How do you have one of the best young rookie running backs in Bijan Robinson and an explosive tight end, Kyle Pitts, who basically runs like a wide receiver, and you don't even come up with plays for him? I don't get it. And yes, I know they have Tyler Algier, who is a good running back, but he should not be. He should be like the third down specialist back. Have Robinson as your full, getting at least 75% of the snaps, and give Algier the 25% to keep him happy, and then draw up plays with Kyle Pitt. Nobody can really cover that guy.
No.
I think he's 6'4", 240, runs like a fucking wide receiver. Come on. I agree. Falcons coaching is garbage.
This season, he has 41 receptions for 492 yards and 1 touchdown. That's all he's got this year.
Which is ridiculous.
I'll try and get his height and weight. Oh, he's 6'6", 247 pounds.
Well, I was close with the weight. I said 240.
Yeah. He is 6'6", 247 pounds. Today, he has 4 receptions for 51 yards against the Jets.
He's basically the Calvin Johnson of tight ends.
Hmm.
If you
That's
think
very,
about
very
it.
tough. And I just want to name a player that you didn't say. Drake London, a great young wide receiver. They can't seem to get him the ball consistently either.
So yeah, he definitely needs to go.
A lot of that coaching staff needs to go because there's something wrong with everything with what they're calling right now.
But yet somehow they keep fucking winning.
Somehow, I don't really understand how, but I mean, again, when you play just today, Tim Boyle and then Trevor Simeon, even with how bad your play calling is, you should win the fucking game. I'm sorry.
You gotta, yeah, I agree. You have any other coaches or that you could think of? Because that was the last one I could thought.
I can't think of any. I mean, Robert Saleh, I don't want to say is on the hot seat because he just bring more than a lot of the head coaches that they've had there recently for the Jets.
And I really can't to try to blame Saleh for this season when you gave up everything that you can to get Aaron Rodgers and have Aaron Rodgers go down. What it was within the first 4 plays.
Yeah,
I mean you can't really blame him for that because you're going from Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson. That's like going
exactly.
from Layman Young to a hot dog.
Mm-hmm. I like that analogy.
I mean, nobody's gonna be happy with that. You're eating it for Layman Young, all of a sudden comes by and brings you a hot dog. What the fuck is that shit? Get him my flavor, get my stick back. I don't want no damn hot dog. So yeah, I mean, I know how people feel about him, but I mean, you really can't hold it against him for that. So yeah,
I mean, that's
all I have to say about that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to just go through all the divisions. AFC North is fine. All those head coaches. We talked about NFC East, and Rivera's gone after the season. We talked about the Giants.
I mean, even if you look at the AFC South, there's really no coach on the hot seat in that division.
No. Other than what we said, I mean, I can't even think of any head coaches that are really on the hot seat other than the ones that we did mention.
Same here. Okay, so with that being concluded, now I didn't realize this until you mentioned this to me. 4 sports teams goes winless in November?
Yep. One is worse than the other, but there's 3 football teams. An NBA team went winless in December. Or November.
All right, well, let's go with the one NBA team.
The Detroit Pistons went 0-16 in November.
Holy shit.
They got outscored 1,824 to 1,639.
Sorry, Piston fans.
Dakota.
But your team sucks.
Yeah. I retract my statement of earlier in the year when they played the Heat. It was a scary game. I thought that the Pistons could do something this year. They've lost like 18 in a row. So this goes back into October. They haven't won a game since October. Yeah, they went 0-16. That's really bad. Monty Williams' stint. I don't know how long they're going to keep with him as far as their head coach there. And the 3 NFL teams are obvious. who they are. You could probably name them right now, and I don't need to say anything. Who do you think they are? The 3 NFL teams. Go.
I'm pretty sure the Panthers is one of them.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, because the Panthers win came in October.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots.
Yep. Go ahead.
I want to say the Jets, but I'm not 100% sure.
You're correct. You got all 3 of the fucking teams. That's how bad they've been. We just you already knew. The Jets went 0-4, and they were outscored 109-37.
That's just. I mean, I knew the Patriots was one because they haven't won a game in God knows how long.
The Patriots one is kind of sad. The defense only gave up 40 points in the 3 losses that they played, but the offense only managed to get 30. And once again, the defense only gave up 6 points today. Yeah, so it's a 10-point margin there, and you got the Panthers, like I said, who went 0-4 with a score differential of 93-46.
Yeah, the Panthers can't beat their way out of a paper bag.
Mm. Yeah, I just wanted to have that down because it was kind of funny. It was something I saw while I was scrolling through Twitter, and I was like, no way. And then they had the 0-16, 0-4, 0-4, 0-3. I was like, they definitely got to talk about this because it's just going to be something to laugh at, to how bad
it's definitely a laugh. That's damn sure.
It is definitely a big laugher, and it's very bad for an NBA team to do so, too. It seems like you had 16 chances to get a win in a month, and you didn't. If you get lucky on one night, there's not one night that you got lucky on and you got to win. Nope.
Yeah, that's really even worse because, like you said, I mean, you can't get a 1 out of 16 games. I'm the same with football. You only play 4 Sundays, so unless you have a bye, then you're playing 3. So yeah, that's real understandable. Not be able to get the win, but you can't get 1 game out of 16. I mean, come on. That is horrible.
Yeah, so that they lost all 16. Oh, and they lost yesterday to the Cavs. So that's 17 in a row they've lost. The last time they won was on October 28th.
That's just pathetic.
Which was against the Bulls, which was 102-18. And yeah, they're on. So they lost all 16. They're on 18-game losing streak, like I said.
Yeah, that is just ridiculous. We needed that laugh. Well, I mean, we've been having laughs, but yeah, that just made it even better.
I mean, they've been close to a lot of the games. I mean, they've gotten blown out in a few of them. Like they lost 142-113 against the Raptors. They lost 133-107 to the Lakers. They lost 136-113 to the Pacers. It's like they're in some of the games. I mean, the Knicks only just barely beat them on the 30th of November, 118-112. So
I was getting alert updates on that one. They literally had the game in complete control all the way into the 4th quarter, and they just fell apart.
And again, I mean, it's part of being a young team. They have barely anyone over the age of, I think, 30 on that roster right now. It's a bunch of young guys on that team. But Monty Williams, you're the head coach. You gotta be in control again, and then with all of that success that he had in Phoenix, I would expect a bit more from the Pistons this year for sure.
Yeah, but the difference is in Phoenix, you got to look at. He did have leadership because he did have Chris Paul.
Yeah, I know.
I
And this
mean,
is another
Detroit.
aspect of the players definitely make the head coaches look better. Like we said, I'm talking about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Chris Paul, Devin
Oh, yeah.
Booker, and the players there made him look a lot better. And we're seeing that right now.
So, all right. Next is your favorite topic, buddy. Your NFL injury report.
Let's see.
Oh, I love it when this comes up and he starts scratching his head.
I mean, it's not a terrible week this week. A lot of people were questionable. They did play through it, which is good. And then some injuries during the games today, which are not good for some people. For the Thursday night game, Seattle running back Kenneth Walker III with the oblique injury, he was out versus Dallas. Washington running back Brian Robinson Jr., he left the game with a hamstring injury versus Miami and did not return. And their rookie cornerback Emmanuel Forbes, he was out with an elbow injury. New England running back Ramondre Stevenson with an ankle injury, he left the game versus the Chargers and did not return. And they expect it to be a once-a-week injury, so I could actually see them just shutting him down for the year. With how bad they've been this year, if I were them, I would just shut him down, not risk any further injury with him.
He's probably saying, "Please shut me down, so I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore."
Yep, just let Ezekiel Elliott play, see what he does. Fuck it.
Might as well.
And the running back, the wide receiver, DeMarco Douglas for the Patriots with the concussion, he was out versus the Chargers. My Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett with an ankle injury, he left the game Sunday versus Arizona and did not return. Nothing really has come out about the injury. It's just an ankle injury and did not return. We do play against the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Maybe that was just a precaution. They didn't want to get injured anymore. But, yeah, not a good thing. And Mitch Trubisky, I'm guessing, did fuck all nothing. It's replacement.
Which is typical.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a very sad injury for Houston Texans. Wide receiver Tank Dell fractured fibula. He was carted off the field versus Denver. Obviously out for the season. He was one of Cedar Stroud's favorite targets. Just a great one-two punch there. Him and Nico Collins. And then you throw in Robert Woods, who's been a great veteran leadership role as far as a wide receiver there. Very sad. I did watch the play. Did not look good. I don't understand the play calling on this. Tank Dell, I heard, was like about 5'10", 165 pounds. And they had him. It was obviously they're at the goal line. And it's like somewhere where a tight end would normally stand on the right side of the line. Blocking. So he got. So like as he was walking, he was pulled one way, and then Damian Pierce was going, and Pierce's body landed on Tank Dell's lower leg, and he twisted like that to the ground.
Ouch.
And it's like, why put the guy who's 5'10", 165 pounds at the end of the line? Let a bigger wide receiver or a tight end stand there.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, you saw immediately the Texans players and even the Broncos players knew that it was serious. The Texans didn't even celebrate the touchdown on that play. They were waving the medical staff over right away. So that's you knew it was serious. he was carted off the field with the athletic trainer holding his leg. So you knew that it was very, very serious, very, very bad. So very unfortunate injury, and we hope that he comes back next year.
Yeah, I'll bet you they rethink that player ever again.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't help that they were already down their tight end, Dalton Schultz, with a hamstring injury. He did not play today. So that did not help, and I guess maybe that's where Dalton Schultz would have been on that play.
More than likely, yeah.
But again, Dalton Schultz was like a lot taller, a lot bigger than Nico Collins. At least put like a fullback in that spot. Not
Schultz is like 6'4", 250.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just got an update on Pickett's injury.
Perfect.
Give me a second, I'll read it to you. Maybe. Okay. So right now it's saying Steelers quarterback ankle could be out for an extended period. Yeah, they're not saying exactly what's wrong with it. They're just saying he could be out for an extended period of time.
When that's the case, due to a sprained ankle.
Let's hope it's a sprained ankle, and I hope you guys can dare using fucking Mitchell Trubisky.
I hope we could beat the Patriots using Mitchell Trubisky.
If y'all can't beat the Patriots with Mitchell Trubisky, something's fucking wrong.
Again, I think our defense scores probably 14 points, and the offense might score like 3, but
I think so too.
I hope that we can win that game. Not good news, not the news I wanted to hear, but it was perfect timing on the update.
Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor,
literally just as we got done talking, it just popped up.
Yeah, like I just got done talking about him. Now, that the guy who was being a crybaby earlier in the season, Jonathan Taylor, with thumb injury, UCL sprain in his thumb, so he's out for 3 to 5 weeks. So it's Zach Moss back for the Colts starting.
So what was his point of all that shenanigans during the preseason? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and depending how they do in their season, he obviously could come back for the playoffs if he is ready to return. As you mentioned, Derek, you good?
Because I don't get. I mean, yeah, I know you need your thumbs to hold on to the ball, but I mean, wrap that bitch up.
Mm-hmm. As long as he gets his money, Tony, that's all he wants. I know.
That's pretty much all of them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Derek Carr's getting up there on the list for how many times he's appeared. He left the game on a medical cart. He took another brutal hit. So he's now in concussion protocol. And again, it's my dad said, James Winston sighting once again because Derek Carr cannot get or stay off the ground without getting hit, and it's not completely his fault. Offensive line, help him out.
Yeah, I think the offensive line is worse than our offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Didn't help that their rookie running back, Andre Miller, with ankle injury, he was out versus Detroit, and the wide receiver Rashid Shaheed with thigh injury, he was out versus Detroit. And then their safety Marcus May with a shoulder injury, he was out. Tampa Bay linebackers, they were depleted out of linebacker today versus Carolina. Devin White with a foot injury, he was out, and Levante David with a groin injury, he was out. And then in their secondary, their cornerback Jamal Dean with an ankle injury, he was out versus Carolina. So 3 big defensive injuries for the Bucks. It didn't matter; they beat the Panthers anyway. Carolina had a few injuries of their own. Their tight end Hayden Hurts with a concussion, he was out versus Tampa Bay, and their safety Von Bell with a shoulder injury, he was out. Cleveland quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson with concussion, he was out Sunday versus the Rams. So that meant Joe Flacco started for the Cleveland Browns. If you told me that a few years ago, that Ravens great Joe Flacco would be starting for the Cleveland Browns in the year 2023, I would have laughed at you. But it actually happened. He actually started for the Browns today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we will talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, we will.
Did you not know that, Tony, that Joe Flacco started?
No, I did not know that, to be honest with you.
He did start today.
Okay. Good thing I don't have any Broncos on my team.
Yep, it didn't help Joe that Joe Flacco's star wide receiver Amari Cooper left the game with a head injury and did not return versus the Rams today. Green Bay running back Aaron Jones with an injury, he was out. He's out tonight versus Kansas City. Jacksonville running back Travis Etienne with ribs injury, he's questionable versus Cincinnati on Monday. He's likely to play, says their head coach. And Cincinnati cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt with a sprained ankle, he is out Monday versus Jacksonville. He sprained his ankle in practice last Monday, so he's going to be out for tomorrow night. That's all I got. Not a crazy list this week, but
it's actually a pretty decent list.
Mm-hmm. Again, the base ass one is Tank Dell, the Houston Texans injury for sure this week. That's the worst one.
Yeah, let's pray for a speedy recovery on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's time for our NFL Weekly Recap. This is where we get to have more fun.
Mm-hmm. Laugh at some teams.
I've been laughing.
Yeah, Cowboys nearly lost to the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. I was really hoping that they did, but I also was hoping that they didn't because, again, we picked them in the pick'em. Cowboys win 41-35. Very close game. Cowboys is the first team I believe that they've beaten all year that has a winning record, or that had a winning record. So, again, me and Tony's thinking that they are pretenders this year. Again, every time that they play a decently good team, it's a close game or they lose by a lot. So, and it just shows here. Geno Smith looked like the Geno Smith of last year against this defense. 23 for 41, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Zach Charbonnet, he had 19 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown before he left the game with an injury. DK Metcalf, where the fuck did he come from? He actually was out there.
There's been a DK Metcalf signing.
Yep, 6 receptions for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tony Pollard finally found the end zone for the Dallas Cowboys, so it's about damn time. Because I've needed it. He found the fucking end zone finally. There's a Tony Pollard sighting. Dak Prescott just got under 300 yards. He went 29 for 41, 299 yards and 3 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb caught 12 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown. Just, I don't know. Again, the Cowboys to me are pretenders. They've only beaten up on teams that they should beat, and this game should not have been this close. But it's the Cowboys on prime time. That's all I got to say.
And the fact that I don't think we was 100% sure that Geno Smith was going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, they didn't have Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, they did not have Kenneth Walker at all.
So they didn't really have much of a running game, which probably would have would have beat the Cowboys. So yeah, what does that tell you? And the Cowboys want to sit there and brag about their defense. Motherfuckers, you gave up 35 points. You're giving up points. Your defense. I mean, yeah, unless you're playing teams that can't score, your defense sucks.
I mean, you see against the Niners, that defense got destroyed.
It pretty much got destroyed against the Seahawks.
Yeah, Cowboys are definitely pretenders. They'll get in the playoffs and lose first round, in my opinion. That's what's going to happen again this year.
I agree.
All right, you got anything else on that game, Tony?
Nope, because it involves the Cowboys.
Okay.
Now, if they would have lost, maybe.
Oh, we would have been sitting here laughing even more.
Get over it, fucker. Fucking Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he pops up, after we talked about the Pistons' horrible start and we're about to talk about the Lions. He pops up.
Yeah, like we were about to talk about the Lions beating the Saints. So 33-28. Yes, we miss you, Dakota.
Maybe he missed you. I don't miss you. I gotta work with your ass.
Oh, so you see enough of him already. Okay.
Yeah.
Lions got off to a blazing start.
Yeah, I kind of figured you was working.
Lions got off to a blazing start in the first quarter. 21-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, you want to know how that 21-0 came about? Because I was watching that game and I was like, okay, enough of this shit. First Lions had the ball first. And Gibbs almost broke one open. And then they end up getting Laporta a nice touchdown. Rams' first possession, not the Rams, Saints' first possession. Pass go through the tight end's hand, interception. Next one, Saints possession, fumble. And that's how it became 21-0 in 7 minutes.
Then the Saints came storming back. Yeah, but then Saints, again, they started to come back. And they made it very, very, very close. Ended up 23-28. Lions improved to 9-3. Saints fall to 5-7. Again, Jameis Winston sighting, as we talked about a few times. Jared Goff had a decent game, 16 for 25, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. Laporta, 9 receptions for 140 yards and touchdown.
Yep, and good thing I had him in my fantasy league.
Mm-hmm. He's been a breakout star this year, as far as tight ends go. Derek Carr, he went 17 for 22, 226 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah. Again, because the line can't seem to just not have Derek Carr get hit. Taysom Hill went 13 carries for 15 yards, a touchdown, and Chris Olave had 5 touchdowns for 119 yards. So very interesting game, very close game. Definitely made Dakota scared, for sure. But the Lions pulled out the victory there in New Orleans. Nothing else.
I got nothing else.
Okay.
Nah.
I just wanted to get that out of the way for Dakota. Sure. The Colts beat the Titans in overtime, 31-28. Gardner Minshew came up huge, 26 for 42, 312 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Moss, replacing Jonathan Taylor, had 19 carries for 51 yards. Michael Pittman found the end zone. And Michael Pittman sighting today, 11 receptions for 105 yards and touchdown. I just want to point out something that I did see while I was awake. Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins got into a very animated conversation on the sideline over miscommunication. That's very ballsy of Will Levis to do with rookie quarterback to a wide receiver stature of DeAndre Hopkins.
Hey, take no shit from nobody, no matter what their fucking stature is. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. They did end up trying for a touchdown, at least.
It's good that he stood up for himself.
Mm-hmm. Will Levis still ended up going 16 for 33, 212 yards, and then touchdown. Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns today. King Henry was back for today. All right, see you, Dakota.
Yeah. We're wrapping it up shortly. We're about to be watching that game, too. Mm-hmm. Well, Jeff's watching for a little bit before he got to go to work.
Yeah. Derrick Henry had 20 carries for 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, as I mentioned, Hopkins, he got a touchdown, 5 receptions for 75 yards, and a touchdown. Big game in this division. Colts needed to win it. They improved to 7-5. Titans fall to 4-8. You got anything on the game, Tony?
Nah, we can move on.
All right. Falcons beat the Jets 13-8. Again, when you play Tim Boyle as your starter and then have Trevor Siemian as your backup, I don't care who the other team is, who they have, that they gotta have their fans play this game. I don't think they still would beat the Jets anyway. Jets started the game with a safety, and that was pretty much it. Again, 13-8, probably not much to catch about this game. We talked about Arthur Smith, how he needs to go. Desmond Ridder went 12 for 27, 120 yards and touchdown. That was his day today. That's not good. They're lucky 2-1 and that they were playing a team so bad as the Jets right now. Bijan Robinson had 18 carries for 52 yards. So, yeah. Not much to say about this game. There really isn't.
I mean, what can we say about this game? It was nothing but a bunch of field goals.
Yeah. A bunch of field goals.
One touchdown pass, but still.
Again, a safety for the Jets and 2 field goals. And then the Falcons got a touchdown and 2 field goals. Yeah, New York falls to 4-8. Falcons improved to 6-6. I don't know how the Falcons are 6-6, but they are. They just are 6-6. I don't know how they are. Great. Next game, the Broncos have their winning streak snapped by the Houston Texans, 17-22. The Texans win again, despite their star wide receiver Tank Dell getting injured. This is probably our toughest game to pick in the pick'em. One of the toughest games because we didn't know if we wanted to go with C.J. Stroud or go with the win streak of the Broncos.
We went with Stroud. And so did Russell Wilson by throwing 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to say he looked like the Russell Wilson of last year, throwing those 3 interceptions. He did not look good this game. He only had 186 passing yards and a touchdown along with those 3 interceptions. Nico Collins had a monster game today for the Texans. 9 receptions for 191 yards and a touchdown. Now that's a huge game from him. Damian Pierce, as I mentioned, he got in the end zone on that takedown injury. He had 50 carries for 41 yards. C.J. Stroud had a decent game today, 16 for 27, 230 yards and touchdown. I say decent. I should be saying a good game because he didn't make any mistakes and turn the ball over. That's key in this league. And you see Russell Wilson throwing 3 interceptions, and they only lose by 5 points. If he throws 2 less interceptions, they probably win the game. So keeping control of the ball is a very key part of the NFL. And C.J. Stroud has done a very good job of that this season.
Exactly.
Denver falls to 6-6. Houston improves to 7-5. Houston and the Indianapolis Colts are both 7-5. So that the division is very interesting right now, and the Jags are doing good also. That the division a lot more competitive than I expected.
Yeah.
Now this game is a laughing stock. Chargers and Patriots. I mean, do you have anything else to say on that game, right, Tony? About
just do the score and then move on to the next one.
All right, Chargers beat the Patriots 6-0. Los Angeles moves to 5-7. New England falls to 2-10.
I don't even do the stats. It's not even worth it.
I'm not doing the stats. I wanted to get the records out the way. And this game, I'm not happy about. Pittsburgh loses to the Cardinals 24-10. I had a feeling going into the game that we were going to struggle because we sometimes tend to struggle against these mobile quarterbacks for some reason. No matter if they're scrambling or just in the pocket, we don't know how to just do well against them. Again, we lose 24-10. And again, when we have Mitch Trubisky come in and can't provide anything, that does not help our defense. Trey McBride, he's again another emerging tight end. They just the Cardinals just got rid of Zach Ertz, so he's free to sign anywhere. Kyler Murray, he didn't even have that great of a game. 13 for 23, 145 yards and a touchdown. But the guy who killed us is our former Pittsburgh Steeler, James Conner. He had 25 carries for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what killed us. That's actually what killed us. And like I said, Trey McBride had 8 receptions for 89 yards. And Mitch Trubisky, he actually got the touchdown for us. So I don't know. He went 11 for 117 yards and a touchdown. Najee Harris, he had a good game. 16 carries for 63 yards. George Pickens was the leading receiver with 86 receiving yards.
Yeah, I think losing Pickett is what hurts you guys the most.
Yeah, I mean, Pickett went 7 for 10 for 70 yards. So I don't know. We're getting to that game. Cardinals improved to 3-10. Steelers fall to 7-5. And if these games that we need to win, we can't be dropping these games, and we did. But that might hurt us later on down the road to lose that game. Next game, sorry, Owen, but the Commanders got smacked at home, 45-15, by the Miami Dolphins. This was we all saw this coming. Again, especially with how bad the Commanders' defense has been this year. Even though they did fire Jack Del Rio last week, it didn't matter. They still get 45 points today. But I mean, this is a very high-powered offense. This Devon A-Chain, he came back in a big way. 17 carries for 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your guy. Thank God you had him in fantasy, right? But did you start him is the question. Did you start him?
Who, A-Chain?
Yep.
I believe I did.
I hope you did, because that's a lot of points. And Tyreek Hill is just doing Tyreek Hill things. We talked about the MVP race last week. And he's 5 receptions for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just another monster game from Tyreek Hill. I mean, a monster game for the whole Dolphins team. Sam Howell went 12 for 23, 147 yards and an interception. That much to say about this Commanders team. Not a good game from them at all. Dolphins improved to 9-3. Commanders fall to 4-9.
Oh shit! I didn't start him.
Oh no! How many points is that on the bench?
77.
Okay, not too bad. But do you have anything to say on that, Tony?
It's
That was slaughtering.
yeah. That's all. It was just a slaughtering.
I
There
feel
was
bad for all
nothing.
the Commanders fans that showed up to that game. I really do. All right, my guy Baker Mayfield pulls out the win today against Carolina, 18-21. A lot closer of a game than it definitely should have been. Bryce Young, even with all those firings going on there, and that special teams coordinator as their head coach now, he went 15 for 31, 178 yards and reception. So I'm starting to lean more towards he's just not adapting to the NFL right now. That's what I'm gonna go with off of this. Chuba Hubbard, he seems to just every year in the past 4 years, he'll just come in and just have a 2-touchdown game out of nowhere, and then he'll fall back into nowhere, just nothingness, and then he'll come back again and he'll do it again.
I did start him.
Well, that's a good start for you. He had 25 carries for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Domingo was their leading receiver with 69 receiving yards. Baker Mayfield had a 500 game. He went 14 for 29, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 reception. Rashid White had 20 carries for 83 yards and touchdown. Mike Evans got in the end zone, 7 carries, 7 receptions for 160 yards and a touchdown. So, not a bad game. Chuba Hubbard really saved the Panthers there, I will say, because without him, they would have gotten destroyed really bad.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Panthers fall to 1-11. Tampa Bay improves to 5-7. Got anything on that game, Tony?
No, okay. There's really nothing to talk about.
You were watching this game, and as we were talking about before, we've gotten the comments from my dad. 49ers destroy the Philadelphia Eagles, 42-19 at Philadelphia. Niners are legit. I mean, there was no doubt about it. I mean, they had a few bad games, but you look at who they were missing in those games. But yeah, when they play decent teams, when they play teams of people's high caliber rating, they destroy them.
Yeah, I mean, Purdy threw for 4 touchdowns, had 314 yards. Deebo Sanders had 3 of them, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. And CMC found the end zone again.
And that's not a shock.
So the Ayuk and Jennings.
Who didn't find the end zone for them?
Kittles. And all the backup running backs didn't find the end zones, but, I mean, yeah. Jalen Hurts didn't play too bad. He was 26 for 45 for 298 yards and a touchdown. And he also had 7 carries for 20 yards and a rushing touchdown. But he also left the game a little bit in the fourth, for concussion protocols because he got knocked upside his fucking head. A.J. Brown had a good game, 8 receptions for 114 yards, but he couldn't find the end zone. Smith had a good game as well, 9 receptions for 96 yards, and he did find the end zone.
So it's like the offense was bad. It was just the defense couldn't stop this explosive offense of the Niners.
Well, from when I was watching the game, the Eagles looked like they forgot how to tackle. They literally just could not, wrap up and tackle. And once again, the Niners are showing why they led the league last year in yards after reception and contact, and you see them again this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Niners improved to 9-3. Eagles fall to 10-2. I mean, we were in the middle of the podcast a few weeks ago about my dad. Fully healthy. Who you taking? We both picked Niners based off their defense, and now explosive that offense is, especially when he put in the fully healthy part. This shows why. 14 points in 3 straight quarters. That's very impressive, and people think that this Eagles defense is good. I mean, they just tore them apart.
And they did, literally.
Yeah, again, very impressive win from the Niners. I'm sure this will be talked about on many sports shows around the world. All right, last game, the Browns lose to the Rams, 19-36. I'm so glad that I did this game last because Joe Flacco. You had no idea that he started.
Wait, let's rephrase that. The Browns got spanked by the Rams.
Yes, the Browns got spanked by the Rams. The Browns fall to 7-5. The Rams improved to 6-6. Joe Flacco, his Browns debut, didn't look too bad
until the end of the game when he got safety put on him by Aaron Donald.
But he's like 184 years old. He's not going to move too well.
No, he's not.
He went 23 for 44, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They should make the Super Bowl.
I haven't gone to the Super Bowl.
They should. As long as they don't go to their third-string quarterback in the divisional playoff game again.
Yeah. Let's hope not.
Kareem Hunt, not a great game. Elijah Moore was their leading receiver. Again, Amari Cooper left the game for the Browns with a head injury. Who got their 2 receiving touchdowns? Harrison Bryant got their 1 receiving touchdown, and Jerome Ford got a receiving touchdown for them. Yeah, they got absolutely destroyed today by the Rams. Matthew Stafford was cutting them up, was cutting that good defense up. 22 for 37, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, in his second week back, found the end zone. He went 21 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown. Puka Nacua, he found the end zone again, finally. Everyone's favorite, Puka Nacua, 4 receptions for 104 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp also found the end zone today. So there was Cooper Kupp sighting and a Puka sighting. So all fantasy managers are happy there. But I'm so glad that we won this game. Joe Flacco, that got a big laugh out of you. You had no idea that he even started. But yeah, he is now the Browns starting quarterback because Watson is out. Robinson's out. So I believe we're going to be seeing a bit more of Joe Flacco in the future for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Lord. Well, I know the Jets wish they had Joe Flacco back.
I know, after what they had to witness today. Because I think they would definitely take that performance over what they got.
And then we got the game going on right now, Chiefs and Packers. The Chiefs are down by 7. And the Chiefs already had 2 major injuries on their defense.
I'm not putting them on the list. List is gone. I'm not putting them there.
Well, one of them should be back. He was literally walking into the locker room.
Oh, okay.
So he just might be getting checked out to make sure. The other one was limping off. It was basically two of their linebackers.
Yeah, and they're already down Nick Bolton too. So that's
yeah.
a big hit for them. And the Monday night game is Bengals and Jags.
Which, without Joe Burrow, kind of takes a lot of the luster away from that game. Okay, now it's time for what we love to do. Go over our picks from last week.
Or from this week, whatever you want to say. This week, last week.
This week.
What? And again, we had a podcast first that me and you picked the exact same the entire week this week.
I know.
So we have the same amount of points. We both have 100 points. Owen has 70 because he picked opposite of us. I respect him so much. So me and you, again, we picked the same. Cowboys for the Thursday night game. They won. He picked the Seahawks, which he almost got that one right. So that would have been... So that was a good pick.
That was because of his hate for the Cowboys. I can understand why you picked the Seahawks.
I mean,
it was a struggle for me and you to pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, we just said, all right, Cowboys done. And then just move on. Because the Seahawks, again, with how they've looked and with the Geno Smith maybe not even going to be playing on Thursday, we didn't know what was going to happen with that, but he did play.
And it is a joke of a fucking game.
Yeah, like this laughing stock of a game. I mean, we all expected more than 6 points to be put up, but we got it right anyway. I respect him so much. He picked the Commanders here.
Going down with a ship.
I respect it so much. I could never. I mean, you got it right with the Dolphins, of course. In this game, we actually all picked the Texans. I thought that he would have picked the Broncos in this game, but he picked the Texans. We all did. We all got it right. This game was easy to pick, but very close game, and almost didn't get it right. Colts beat the Titans, and we all got that one right. So he picked the Colts as well. We all picked the Lions. We all got that one right. This game, he picked the Jets.
About time they weren't going to have to make up for fucking Thursday, the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah, me and picked the Falcons. We got it right. He picked the Jets, which I understand why he picked the Jets, and it almost came true. But with those quarterbacks there, I would never pick the Jets ever.
Yeah,
unless they're playing the Patriots. That's the only time I'm picking the Jets. All right, in these next games, we all picked the same. The Bucks. We all picked the Bucks. We got that one right. We all picked the Rams. We got that one right. We all picked the Niners. We got that one right. And we all picked the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The one game so far that we got wrong.
Yeah, that's the one game that me and you got wrong. Yeah. Not happy about it. And I picked the Chiefs. And
I got the Chiefs as well.
And we picked all the same. And so you picked the Jags. I don't know who he picked, but whatever. All right. Week 14. Wild. Week 14. Or is it week 13? Whatever one.
Week 14.
Week 4. That's crazy that it's week 14 already.
The last month of the season. Well, the regular season anyway. Oh, so we got your Steelers and Patriots. Yeah, I'm taking your Steelers. I don't care who's quarterbacking.
We better win.
This could basically be a battle for first place, the Buccaneers and the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with the Falcons because they already beat them once at Tampa Bay, so they should be able to beat them again.
I'm going opposite.
You taking a guy Baker?
Yeah, I'm going with Baker again. We just shit on Arthur Smith and that coaching staff so hard a little bit ago, so I'm just gonna go with the Bucks and the Falcons and my guy Baker Mayfield.
We got the Bears and the Lions.
The Dakota, we're picking the Lions, okay? That's an easy game to pick. There's no reason to even explain.
Colts and Bengals. No Burrow, so I gotta go with the the Colts.
No Joe Burrow? All right, I'm going with the Bengals.
We're going with Jacksonville on the road.
Oh yeah, Jacksonville on the road against Joe Flacco. Oh yeah, easy win, easy pick.
Yeah, the Saints are going to get a victory to next week.
Yeah, I mean they should beat the Panthers. No matter if it's Jameis Winston or Derek Carr starting, they should beat the Patriots or the Panthers. Pretty much the same team.
Oh yeah, Houston,
Jets. Yeah, I mean the Texans easy.
Ooh, Ravens.
Yeah, again, we joked about them being the most inconsistent team in the league for a while, and they've shut us up. Yeah, they're like, no, we're not. Vikings Raiders. I'm going with the legend, Josh Dobbs. I'm going with that. I'm going with him. The legend himself.
Yeah, I gotta go with Dobbs as well.
And it'll increase, especially if Justin Jefferson does come back from IR. Niners, Seahawks.
Niners.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Wow.
I don't trust the Bills. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs just because they're at home.
What do you got
for this game?
Yeah.
I got I'm going Broncos.
Where, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
I just can't pick the Chargers because if it's a close game, they're gonna lose. And I just think the Broncos lost today, so they're gonna bounce back with next Sunday against the Chargers.
Oh, here we go.
Eagles. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is this a Monday night game? Why? Why the fuck is this game Monday night?
Well, this is the last week where there's 2 Monday night games?
I guess.
Yeah. Because we got the Giants and Packers also on a Monday night.
Every time I pick Jordan Love, they lose.
I'm going with my Giants. We're going to continue the legend of Tommy DeVito. We got another legend going.
I'll go with your Giants. How many points will be scored in the Titans-Dolphins game? Probably 50 by the Dolphins, and then about 10 by the Titans.
Oh, there's not a scoring for that one. It's for the, or is it? Oh, it is. Oh yeah, there's going to be about, I'm going to say like 70 points. The majority will be scored by the Dolphins.
Yeah, I did 76 there.
All right. And that concludes.
It's tired, you're late.
That concludes our episode for tonight. Hey, we got to make people laugh somehow. And every weekend, we have one blooper in there somewhere.
At least one. It's a minimum of one. We have a minimum of one every time, a maximum of like 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for all those who was hanging out with us tonight, we want to say thank you to all of our fans, Brian, Dakota, and the ones that was all, commenting today. The ones who basically was just watching and wasn't getting a chance to comment, we, still love you guys as well. Remember to hit that subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. Especially hit the subscribe button because we want to get to 500 subscribers. Excuse me. So, with that being said, for Dope Ass Jeff, Big Time Tony, see you next week. Peace.
Peace, guys.